And just so you
Hey,
guys know, we
Firebird.
are live now, so
All right, cool.
what's going on,
We're
Josh?
live. What's
Yep.
going on?
Hey, Josh. I'm not going to be here next week or the week after that.
Okie dokes. Seem to
Alright, so we
remember
have to get
there's
a lot
Put that
done
out
today.
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I might have to not do a session one of those 2 weeks. I seem to remember there was something coming up.
If it's next week, that would be super cool because I could make it next week, but it'll take some rescheduling on my part. If it's next week that you can skip, then that's
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm not entirely sure yet. I just remember Lisa wanted me to do a talk, which might get in. No, because that's going to be on Sunday. But
Are we
yeah,
doing,
I mean, I'm not entirely
are we
sure what
level
my
7
schedule
or
looks like
level
for the next
6
couple
right
weeks.
now? 6, right?
Yeah, we actually
Level
are
6, right?
sixth. I kind
Okay,
of messed
cool.
up last time because I told you guys we were advancing to 7. Technically, you should have advanced to 6th last round. It got confusing because it's level 6 going into episode 7 of this campaign. So
Alright, cool.
I kind of got turned around there. But the fight that you guys fought last session was a little bit off book, so I'm kind of glad you were at 6 when you did it, because I think it wouldn't have gone as well if you were at level 5 like you were supposed to be. So,
Yeah.
and also every now and again,
check-
it's just kind of good to have like a
I've got my notes
power
up
level.
here that I wanted to check with you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So what's the notes?
I wanted to double check that I basically rolled up the stats for Moria. So that's okay. The stats don't look too wonky and out of place.
No, I was taking a look at them, and I kind of saw the changes that you made,
wait.
but nothing seemed like you were breaking any house rules, from what I could tell. So,
Okay. Hold on.
and also like I'm not really super into the whole like, oh, you gotta roll random dice. Like I've kind of been a point buy guy for years, so that's whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
That's usually what I go by, but I rolled kind of nice, and it's only like 3 points above what most of the point buy would get you anyway, so I
It's
think
whatever.
that's not too out of place.
Yeah.
The variant half elf. Basically, the wording on how they let you use that is really weird. Basically, you trade in the 2 skills that a half elf normally gets, and then you get to pick like everyone interprets it as being like a single like elf like ability kind of thing, but I sort of took it as being like one per skill. Like you have to trade in both skills,
Right.
but for each skill that you trade in, you get like one aspect of the elf that you're like aligned with. So I went through, I looked at it. I went for the 35 movement that the wood elf gets, and they also have like an elf weapon proficiency. The only thing I'm getting out of that is longbow. If I take that.
Okay, so you can use
So I
that.
figured that
You can
wouldn't
use
be-
the bow, the magic bow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
makes a lot of
Sylvan thing.
sense.
Is
Yeah.
the Sylvan bow, is that a +1 to hit, or is it also a +1 to damage?
I think it's just a +1 to hit. Although, let me. What chapter was that?
Because
from?
most of the +1 bows, like the Dagger of Venom's +1 to both hit and damage, and most of the like default, like just a longbow +1, that's usually to hit and damage as well.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and add extra damage, I don't really have any issue with that. It's just 1 point, so.
Okay. Since my character uses like her warlock abilities for telepathy and stuff, I figured that I'd replace the Helm of Telepathy that
Do you
that
have
Norm
telepathy as like a
had.
class feature?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's part of the class feature. And so I figured I'd skip the Helm of Telepathy and like trade it out for another uncommon wondrous item.
Yeah, that's.
On the list.
I saw that
I
you
saw-
got some new ones. I saw that you had immovable rods, which are always super handy.
Yeah, I figured that that would be a reasonable exchange for the Helm of Telepathy thing.
Yeah, and at level 6, I mean, it's kind of assumed that you guys probably have. They've been a little bit
Something.
parsimonious with the stuff that you just kind of get through the adventure, and you guys haven't run into any shops yet, so That's
Thank you
not
for
any
first
big deal. But what are the magic items that you have, just out of curiosity?
I mean, other than that's the Helm of Telepathy was the only thing that came in on the character sheet, and so I only did like one magic, wondrous item to replace that.
Babs, you are muted just
whenever I was
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Bebab?
What else?
no, you're just muted.
Is the I have like a backstory where Moria had a run-in with Rezmir. Like, not necessarily Rezmir directly, but the Cult of Tiamat before. That's not going to cause any like storyline issues, is it?
I couldn't tell you yet. Maybe put a bookmark on that for now. As we get, because we're kind of getting into like the real high adventure part of the story here now. But I did like the idea.
I was basically looking at the idea. Yeah, I was looking at the idea. She's basically like semi amnesiac, so you can always just say that she just doesn't really recall the details anyway, so it's not like she can...
It might turn out that just in terms of plot, it would make more sense to have your character, I guess, like, have a backstory with a dragon cult, not necessarily this specific one, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
So, but yeah,
I said, I think I phrased it as a Cult of Tiamat, not necessarily specific... Oh, yeah, I did mention Rezmir, but that was just like a throw-out thing.
Okay.
So I can always remodify that.
And you also said that you were a member of the Zentarum?
Basically, Norm has a thing where he's connected to the Zentarum, where he's like supposed to be a member of that. That's the faction he's connected to. I'm looking at the idea that Moria still remembers contacts and stuff that she made while she was Norm, but at the same time, they don't recognize her unless she actually is Norm. So if she like acts familiar, it's like, oh hey Fred, they're gonna be like, who are you? What do you know?
I've never been here before. I'm very lost and confused.
But that was also connected to. Did you happen to see that I had? I went through the trinket list that the book provided, and one of the things was a nightcap that's supposed to give you pleasant dreams.
Oh.
It's not really like super useful, but at the same time, I thought that's kind of a neat idea. If she's still having like trauma from before, then if she doesn't wear the nightcap of pleasant dreams, then she has a chance of basically reverting back to Norm El Guy as her persona.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that idea. I actually have
I have.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have that in, basically I made up like a stat kind of thing that it's based on like all of her various mental stats.
Right.
Her bonus is there versus like a DC cool. something.
Yeah.
And, well, it's a matter of like, if she has them all like, maxed out, then she doesn't have much of a chance of reverting back. But like if she takes a bad hit, she basically, like if she falls unconscious at all, then she'd have to make like a single roll. If she does a short rest, it would be like 3 rolls, like 1 for every 2 hours.
Right.
And then so an 8-hour rest would be like 5 rolls total.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's actually, I've got a character in my real life campaign that has something similar. So he's like a bard that picked up a character that was actually cursed by a previous character that player had made in an earlier campaign, but it was set like 50 years ago, and so he picked up like this ring and got like a little bit possessed by the ring. Like he just got like a couple of warlock spells because of the ring, but also he had like this weird corruption thing to go with. But actually, no, two games ago, this character was struck with a Feeble Mind spell, which set his intelligence to 1, but in terms of the story and also kind of like the rule of cool, that meant that like the spirit of the previous character that was kind of encapsulated in the ring kind of took the driver's seat and pulled some Revolver Ocelot stuff and kind of took over his mind, so... But, okay, cool. Well, yeah,
it's
definitely...
kind of like that, except it... basically, I was looking, it would be kind of like that, except for the fact that it would, if that happens, you just revert back to Norm, and then I'd use his character sheet.
Okay, cool.
And just use the stats for that, which frankly is a hit, to be honest. So,
yeah.
For the most part, she's going to try to keep that nightcap on.
Okay.
Appreciate someone new.
Although I saw that you
the
switched
last
from
thing I wanted to check
assassin
with you.
to thief in terms of your rogue skill set.
Yes.
Yeah, they appreciate someone new.
Exactly, but the idea is that she was unconsciously using her warlock skills to supplement her thief abilities, so that to simulate the assassin stuff while she was in the guise of Norm.
We're actually about to get started, so let's see. We've actually got we're filling up pretty fast. So we've got Gray, Firebird, Bebab. You playing again? You're muted. You
And
can't.
we have Josh.
Yeah. And Josh.
I've
but yeah, we got
I've
one or
never
two spots
played
left. So.
Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm wondering if it's okay if I still play.
Yeah. It might probably be better if you spent a little tiny bit of time reading onto the. So you see these little windows to your left and right.
Yes, this thing.
Yeah. So you see the top right-hand corner, the thing that says resources.
Yes. Do y'all have this up too, or are y'all
Yeah,
seeing
everybody has one of these, but it's like they're kind of their own personal one, so like I can't see what you're saying. But if you click on the resources tab, you should see a few things, and one of them should say player's basic rules. Do you see that?
Okay, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, but I do play Magic. Is there like perhaps a room where I can play Magic the Gathering with people?
Not really.
There's no room for that yet.
Really.
I hope
We've
eventually.
got Cards Against
I feel
Humanity,
like it's a
Boss
lot
Monster,
easier.
which is kind of got like a Munchkin Magic the Gathering kind of thing going on with it. We don't have Magic, do we?
We don't.
No, we have no
hoping
Magic
to
the
get
Gathering.
one
Yeah.
At some point.
You know what's
sorted
weird?
out.
Like Magic
How
the
about
Gathering was like
Yu-Gi-Oh? I can play easy
Yu-Gi-Oh.
games.
You're gonna have to upload your own Yu-Gi-Oh PDFs, unfortunately. Bebab, are you playing today? I can't. Your mute is on, so I can't hear you.
I think he might be AFK because he's not moving at all.
Oh, you
Oh
don't
wait,
need
he
enough.
just blinked out.
I'm not in VR today.
Okay, then I'm gonna go somewhere
It's
else.
all good. I'm not in VR either, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Although Bebab, I can barely hear you. Your mic is so quiet.
I don't think he's actually on. It's
That's much better, yeah.
That's much better.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got myself muted because my mic is close to my speakers, and I'm not in VR today, is why I don't look to be moving around.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't
Okay.
play in VR either, so. But I playing as a DM with the goggles on is really difficult with my, I guess, workflow.
restrictive.
But I think that's just the nature of the beast. But that being said, if you're not in VR, but are you going to be playing with us today, or you just watching? Oh, sweet, awesome. Okay, cool. So in that case, we've got
6.
It's 6. We got a little messed up last time.
It's 6.
I thought we went up at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's actually my
we
fault.
were supposed to go up to
misread.
6.
Yeah.
But that
it's
level 5 battle.
level 6 going
would've
into
taken
chapter
place, that
7.
would've been
So
awful.
I got that mixed up.
I think we would have managed.
Yeah, we probably
we
would've.
wouldn't have.
My health probably would have been
We would have
dropped
taken a
lot
lot more
quicker.
hits. Yeah.
That being said, do you guys have like a fairly decent idea of what your health was at last time, and also the number of spells that you guys have burned through? Because I remember
Yeah.
there was a lot of magic popping off last game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're probably pretty low.
Okay. Cool.
I think we were down to like our last couple. Oh, Travis.
I have
What I wanted to check,
and 2 first.
because we were really like super crunched for time at the end there, so I was sort of like pushing us like onto the portal. One thing, because of the crunch for time, I forgot that I had wanted to go through and see if I could milk the venom glands on the Bullywog chieftain before we headed through the portal.
Yeah. So you kind of.
Could we do that retroactively?
Tell you what, make a medicine check.
Medicine check.
You might want me to
hold on.
make that, Gray.
Because there's not really
Yeah,
like
I
a
have no
harvest
medicine.
skill
That's,
that I know of.
Which stat?
There's really a hardness skill.
Well,
Master
I was
would
thinking.
probably be the closest.
I was thinking of taking the. Who the heck is that?
I guess.
Dude,
Actually, you could do investigation because you're